So we just saw Toy Story 4 a couple days ago, and some people were kind of wondering my opinion, so I'm going to do something a little bit different, and we'll talk about that today, and if you like it, then maybe I'll do it for some other Disney movies later on. So, Toy Story 4. Let me go ahead and throw up a spoiler alert. I don't know if there's really spoilers for Toy Story. It's not exactly Empire Strikes Back, but if you haven't seen it and you don't want to know about it, you really shouldn't be watching a video about it, so go ahead and go away. If you don't care, that's cool, or if you've already seen it, well, then let's talk about it. I thought the movie was good. I liked it. I'm a pretty big fan of Pixar movies. Toy Story has never been my favorite one, but, you know, I've always enjoyed them. I thought the movie was fairly funny. Not quite as good as the other ones. I kind of thought they had wrapped it up pretty well with a trilogy, but you know, they did a fourth one, and whatever, that's cool. And like I said, I enjoyed it. So, I'd recommend it if you want to check it out. If you like the other ones, you ought to like this one. I know some people, it kind of seems like people either love this movie, or I've seen a few people that just kind of absolutely hated it too. And I don't know, I don't really fall into either one of those categories. I guess, like I said, it was enjoyable and I liked it. Some people had an issue with like Little Bo Peep on there becoming a ninja all of a sudden. Doesn't bother me. Some people didn't like that. I mean, we saw her for like a total of 5 minutes in all the other movies combined, maybe. So she's a pretty major character in this one now, and I was okay with that. Some people didn't like the fact of what happened at the ending. Like I said, spoiler alert, with like Woody, you know, kind of leaves the whole group. Some people didn't like that. Again, I didn't have a problem with it. It was kind of ending out his character arc, kind of ending his story, so that was okay. One thing I really didn't like was they kind of made Buzz a total idiot on the movie, and I know on the other ones he was always kind of goofy and comic relief, and but not to this extent. I mean, it was still funny how he responded to his inner voice thing whenever he'd press his button, but it just made him seem like kind of even more of an idiot than usual, and I didn't particularly like that. The biggest complaint I have is just the fact that I kind of mentioned it before. They had kind of wrapped the story up, I thought, with 3 movies. This one was unnecessary, and I feel like Pixar has kind of developed a lot of what I feel are just unnecessary sequels. Like I said, I'm a big Pixar fan, but I really like their original stuff better. I know Toy Story, they made it, but like these endless sequels, it gets just kind of pointless, I think. They tend to make sequels to movies that I feel like really don't need sequels. Like, okay, Finding Nemo, I thought was a good movie. I enjoyed it. And then, you know, 10 years later, for some reason, we have Finding Dory. And, you know, I watched that like once, and it was okay, but pointless. And I felt the same way about the Monsters University movie. Like, Monsters Incorporated was cool, and then we have this unnecessary prequel. They made like 6 Cars movies for some reason. I don't know why. Again, I enjoyed the original one, but I didn't feel like anything else needed to be explored after that. You know, some movies do. Some movies, they're set up for sequels. Incredibles, you know, I loved Incredibles, and I thought that one could actually use a sequel. And they finally did one, and it was good. So I was okay with that. I mean, honestly, Incredibles is like a better Fantastic Four movie than any Fantastic Four movie that's been made. So I was cool with them making that one. I felt like there was more of a story to tell. But in this case, and like I said in the others, I really didn't. It's kind of like this sequel just doesn't really even need to exist. But they made it anyway, because I mean, they're a corporation. They want to make money, and if they make a Toy Story movie, they're going to make money. And, I mean, they made money from me. I went and saw it. But anyway, you know, unnecessary but good. It was enjoyable. It was worth seeing, but if we don't need another one. We don't need Toy Story 5. Let's just go ahead and stop it right here. And while we're at it, we really don't need any other. I can't think of any other Pixar movies that I'm like, wow, we really need a sequel for that. Like, I don't want to see the little girl from inside out, like, you know, as an adult with her feeling, we're good, we don't need it. So no unnecessary sequels. I like the original stuff better. Like Coco came out a year or two ago. That was awesome. I loved that movie. And it looks like they've got some other ones coming out pretty soon. There's, you know, one coming out. It's got Tom Holland and Chris Pratt, and they're like in this fairy tale type world. It looks pretty cool. They had a trailer for it on the movie, and so I'm looking forward to that. And one other complaint I have, I just thought of, there was no short at the beginning of Toy Story 4, and I love the shorts that Pixar does, again, with rare exceptions. There's like one or two that I really didn't like, but most of them I love. They always have the little short film at the beginning, and this one did not, so I don't know why. But bring that back. I want the short film. So that's my review. Maybe you feel differently than me. Maybe you loved it, hated it. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about the video, and maybe I'll come back with one for Lion King. We'll see.